Welcome to our few minutes together on the Parsha. This Shabbos, uniquely, we are going to take out two Sifrei Torah. In the first one, we're going to read Parshas Vayikra. We're beginning the third book of the Chamisha Chumshei Torah. In the second one, we're going to be reading from the book of Devarim, Parshas Kiseitze, the Maftir, at the end of the Sedra, the last three psukim, which talk about Amalek, because this Shabbos is Parshas Zachor, to remember Amalek. When we speak about remembering Amalek, one of the things we have to remember is that Vayizanev b'cha kol hanechashalim acharecha. They attacked you, all the weak ones, the nechshalim, all the weak ones in the back, all the stragglers, those who were fragmented from the main body of the Jewish people. When it comes to Parshas Vayikra, it talks about the karbanos, all types of karbanos. One of the famous type of karbanos, which speaks about it in a number of different ways, is the karban, which, by the way, does not mean sacrifice or offering. Karban means coming close, as Rav Shamshon Hirsch explains. So we try to come close. When do we have to come close? One of those times is when we transgress a major offense, which had we done it on purpose, we'd be liable to kares, excision, to be cut off physically and spiritually from the Jewish people. One of the different people who have to bring a karban chatos, there's a nasi could sin, a prince could sin, and have to bring such a karban. The Kohen Gadol even could sin, have to bring such a coming close offering after one sin. The body of the Jewish people could do it. And then the pasuk says, "Im nefesh achas techata." If one particular individual does the sin b'shogeg, if you do a sin which, had you done on purpose, you would be liable to excision, when you do it inadvertently, b'shogeg, then you would be liable to a karban chatas, to a sin offering. If an individual has to bring that sin offering, it's because that person was nefesh achas techata. It was one individual that sinned. The Tiferes Yisrael so beautifully points out that all things, when they are attached to their sources, don't become susceptible to impurity. They're not capable, in the language of the Gemara, of being mekabel tumah, of being susceptible to tumah. If a plant is attached to its roots, it can't become tamei. If water is attached to its source, it can't become tamei. If a human being is attached to all the Jewish people, it can't transgress. It can't be susceptible to doing impurity. So that the Tiferes Yisrael says, "V'im nefesh achas techata." If a single individual soul does a sin, why did it sin? Because it's fragmented and away from the body of the Jewish people. It's not close with its neighbors, friends, community. Perhaps there's fragmentation between husband and wife, parent and child, teacher and student, rabbi and congregant. Perhaps there's some difficulty in the community that's fragmenting them, and that's what brings about the action of doing a sin. Says that the Tiferes Yisrael, if you're fragmented and you're nefesh achas, if you're a single, alone, unattached, not devoted to the whole, that's when the possibility of sinning comes in. Just like if water is attached from its main body, it can become susceptible to impurity, and so a plant could become susceptible to impurity. Didn't Amalek do the same thing? It attacked those who were fragmented and those who were not attached to the Jewish people. Isn't that what Amalek always does? Trying to get individuals to fragment the Jewish people? And what we need to do, especially on this Shabbos, let's come together. Let's try to be unified with each other. Let's make peace with those who perhaps we did not yet have an opportunity to come close and join together with them. Because as long as we are one, and as long as we are whole, we're not nefesh achas. And if we're not nefesh achas, we're not going to be techata. It's only when we go away from the main body of the Jewish people that we have the possibility of becoming impure. Parshas Zachor and Parshas Vayikra have a very close connection with each other. And that close connection is when it comes to this particular karban of coming close. Let's come close together so that when we come close together, we will be far away from doing anything which would bring about the negation of the unity of the Jewish people. We won't transgress, and we won't be fragmented. We won't be susceptible to Amalek, and we won't be susceptible to having to bring a korban chatos, a sin offering. Instead, we'll be pure, unified, and whole. Have a wonderful Shabbos.